Now, after the definition of the elementary events, let's just proceed further with the examples. So let us suppose if I'm talking about the example number 3, it says, when we throw a die once, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? And what is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? So let's just start the answer for the very first part. First of all, we'll assume that, so the answer for the very first part, let us assume that E be the event, let E be the event of getting a number greater than 4 in throw of a die, then the possible outcomes are 5, 6, because we know that in a throw of a die either we can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the possible outcomes for this event would be nothing but 5 and 6. Then the possible outcomes are it should be nothing but 5 or 6 only. So let us suppose if I'll write the possible outcomes in whole, then the possible outcomes are 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 and 4, or we can further say the outcomes, then the outcomes favorable to E be 5 and 6. So the possible outcomes would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the outcomes that are favorable to our event E, because we just wanted to get a number which is greater than 4. Then the number which should be greater than 4 is nothing but only 5 and 6. Then the favorable outcome, then the outcomes favorable to E be 5, 6, that is only 2. So it implies probability of getting E is nothing but is equal to number of favorable outcomes, or the outcomes favorable to E divided by the total number of outcomes. So let's just write it. We know that the number of favorable outcomes are nothing but only 2. So this is 2 divided by total number of outcomes are nothing but 6. So the answer for this one is nothing but 1 by 3. Now let's just talk about the second part. In the second part, let us suppose, let F be the event. Let F be the event of getting a number less than or equal to 4, possible number of outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is in total 6, and outcomes favorable to F are, we just wanted to get a number which is less than or equal to 4. Less than or equal to 4 means 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is in total 4. Outcomes favorable to F are 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is 4. So probability of getting F, which is nothing but is equal to number of outcomes favorable to F divided by total number of outcomes. So this would be 4, because the favorable number of outcomes are 4 and total are 6. So this would be 2 into 2 is 4, 2 into 3 is 6, means this is nothing but 2 by 3. Hence the probability of the very first part is 1 by 3 and the probability of the second part is nothing but 2 by 3. Now you can notice over here that the first event, that is the E event and F event, they both are not the elementary events. They are not the elementary events, because you can see that here the outcomes that are favorable favorable to E are nothing but 2, and elementary events are those in which the outcomes favorable are come out as to be only one. So it has 2 possible outcomes. It means it is not an elementary event at all. Again, it do have a favorable outcomes as 4. It means this is again not an elementary event. So both of them are not elementary events at all. And the answer for the very first and the second part is nothing but 1/3 and 2/3. So this is nothing but the example number 3rd.